What's happening for him?
First stop quickie.
In this video we're going over a random as Liam Neeson crime thriller that involves a plane hijacking. I'm pretty sure this isn't a very big movie. It has around 160k Letterboxd logs, so it's not like it's unknown, but more of a maybe forgotten movie. The movie is called Non-Stop, and it involves Liam Neeson's character called Bill Marks, who is an air marshal going on a flight when he quickly realizes he is being framed for the plane's hijacking. During this video, we're just going to refer to him as Neeson, even though Bill is a great name and all. It's just that I think everyone will find it a little bit easier. And I'm not going to go into too much into each character, and we'll just mainly focus on Qui-Gon Jinn for this video.
Enough is enough! I have had it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane! Everybody strap in! I'm about to open some fucking windows.
In the first scene, this guy is drinking whiskey or something and swishes it around with a toothbrush, and I don't really get the thought behind this. I mean, it could visually display his mental state, but couldn't we have gone a different way about it? While we're waiting in the plane drop-off area, Neeson encounters a man who asks for a light. This person may or may not be important further down the story, I don't know, I didn't say anything. He tries to strike a conversation with Neeson to no avail, but mentions that he will be going to Amsterdam. Through the security, we pass through some of the passengers on the same flight, familiarizing us with the characters. As we meet someone that Neeson has a personal relationship with, a character named Jack. When boarding the plane, we meet the supporting character Jen, played by Julianne Moore, who sits next to him during the flight, after persisting to want a window seat. The film is set up and a certain time passes, as it's nighttime in the plane, where Neeson decides to go to the bathroom to have a quick smoke break, which is a pretty strange and wild choice, especially being an air marshal. As soon as he arrives back to his seat though, he receives a strange text to his phone from one of the passengers, and soon realizes that they have seen his previous actions and are plotting something. This marks the start of the plot as he starts looking through the plane anxiously, when they text again explaining that if he does not receive a $150 million sum, they will kill someone every 20 minutes until the payment is sent to an account. Maybe not the most unique hijacking ever, but has potential, I guess, as Neeson confronts his previous mentioned acquaintance, Jack, and accuses him of sending the text where he proves his innocence.
Look at so.
I'm at the store.
You're not here to meet a 13-year-old boy, are you?
No.
Come on, man. We got your picture. We got everything about you.
So what?
Neeson wants to inform the pilot of the threat, which Jack is very against, but does so anyway, and speaks to a waitress, which he seems to have a personal relationship with, which may have been established in a previous scene, but I'm not aware of that. He gets her and Jen to try and find the person by watching the security cams while texting him, hoping to catch him out. But they get hit with writer's block turbulence, and the cams obviously glitch out, not letting them see properly, though eventually they gather a handful of suspects. Suddenly Jack heads for the bathroom suspiciously fast, and Neeson pursues, where he admits to needing money before violently lashing out at him, and eventually pulling a gun out to Neeson's response of unaliving him. A little twist comes in the form of this action though, as the first 20 minutes is up, and Neeson himself actually commits the first murder. He then finds out that the accounting number used by the hijacker is his bank details. He is then unarmed and unbadged by the pilot due to higher authority orders.
I don't have a choice here.
I'm the air marshal.
Bill.
Okay.
When going through Jack's phone, he realizes the hijacker had contacted and threatened him previously, causing the outburst, as in his briefcase he was smuggling cocaine. The previous mentioned air waitress then finds the body, and Neeson has to confront her and explain to her what happened. She understands and cooperates in his continued investigation, as Neeson illegally searches all the passengers, specifically their phones. During the interrogation scene, there's a really uncompliant passenger who openly dismisses the search, until of course Neeson makes him comply, giving us this strange clip.
Sit down.
Then quickly shifts interest into the Amsterdam visiting passenger, as he realizes that's not his destination and aggressively moves him to the back of the plane, where the higher-up police call the plane back, clearing everyone except Neeson on board, furthering his suspicion. When asking why he was lied to, the passenger says that he was paid $100 to play a prank by saying that.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Suddenly, the next 20 minutes happens and the pilot dies to some induced illness which isn't made clear yet. Things start to really go downhill for Neeson after this, as the co-pilot suspects him of being the hijacker, as well as the higher-ups and the general police force, and soon the population and the passengers. He comes across a passenger who has experience with data tracking and asks for his help with the text from the hijacker. Then everyone starts getting pissed off about Neeson's actions and closing down business class to keep them all together, and has to calm them down by straight yapping and lying to them.
Wait, free travel! Free flights! Free travel! The airline company will guarantee 1 year's international free travel.
Doing this, he gets all the passengers together and singles out the person with the phone. The person exclaims that he's never seen the phone before, but Neeson obviously still brings him back and smacks him up a little bit. Not before the suspect dies, revealing that he was the next 20-minute victim. During a smoke break in the bathroom, Neeson realizes his smoke is disappearing through an air gap. When he investigates and finds that there's a hole to the cockpit where the hijacker was able to poison the pilot by shooting the poison using some blow dart method. He accuses Jen because of a tip by an elderly couple and really drills into her, making her feel the need to share personal trauma with him in order to prove her innocence.
I'm about to skip this shit. Skip. But when does this game get fucking good?
The media then picks up on the story, broadcasting Neeson as the hijacker and quickly blaming his motive on his personal life, involving the death of his daughter due to cancer. He discovers a much deeper threat when realizing that the cocaine smuggled has a bomb inside, and when exiting the bathroom is attacked by the passengers, revolting against him. When they are stopped by the duct tape handcuffed passenger who just happens to have a gun, and tries to get an explanation, but ends up getting a Liam Neeson inspirational speech. The plane starts getting pursued by fighter jets after the continued increasing severity of the case, where focus is centered on the bomb which is counting down closer to detonation. They realize the explosion is imminent and decide to lower the impact of the bomb by placing it in a corner of the plane, filling it up with luggage. Neeson realizes during this that a video has been uploaded of him being aggressive with the passengers and further framing him as the hijacker. But in this video he notices the Amsterdam passenger plants the phone on the previous suspect and frames him. At this point the hijacker is completely revealed, as well as an accomplice, the previously mentioned tech expert. Their motive is about proving a point to American security and how it's fraudulent. Because of their personal experiences with losing loved ones to security threats, and time spent serving their country with no real change, causes them to act on an excessive stunt to try and prove a point or send a message. Their plan for escape is when the pilot follows bomb protocol procedures and drops down to 8,000 feet, they think that will be a satisfactory height for them to parachute out of the plane. The accomplice gets killed by the main hijacker after trying to pussy out. Then the descent happens suddenly, causing a massive sequence between Neeson and the hijacker, with Neeson coming out and having the high ground. The accomplice didn't actually die, but not much comes of this as he gets removed from the storyline by the bomb. Kind of a really quick ending to a pretty long and decently constructed build-up, as they make a crash landing coincidentally under a landing strip. When they land, the situation regarding Neeson's slandered character and charges is completely brushed off and has no problems in the slightest after landing. Quite the opposite, as he is portrayed as a hero by the media almost straight away. All the problems resolve pretty quickly after the landing, and that's pretty much the end of the movie. It felt like it needed to go an extra 10 to 20 minutes more, but the studio wanted to keep it at a sweet 1 hour 40. Overall, not a bad watch, and ultimately just a fun watch with not much going on under the surface, but not everything needs to be. High 5 out of 10.